I'm Brooke Shaden, a fine art photographer, and in this series, I'm sitting down with artists to talk about greater creativity, before taking them on a photo shoot to push their art to new levels and capture an image that speaks to the limits they want to break free from. Jen Shulock is an experimental photographer, and she doesn't let any boundaries confine her. Or it seems that way. In this episode, Jen shows us that no matter where you are on your journey, the battle to confidently living life on your terms always brings doubt. She creates an image that directly confronts fear.
I was the kind of person who moved from school to school. I was the person who was always the new kid in class. So I was always being made fun of. And I was like, well, now that I've grown up, I'm like, I don't want people to feel that way. And I want people to know that it's okay to be themselves.
You really are a steward of connection. I mean, that's what you are. You're looking at the creative community and you're constantly thinking, how can I connect? How can I invite people into my world?
Yeah.
And then give them permission to live in their world.
It helped me get outside of myself and realize that there's somebody else like me that's sitting in the corner just dying to be connected.
Yes.
But sometimes you have to go and grab their hand and say, come connect with me.
Yeah.
Or have that feeling of inclusivity, right? Like, please come over here, give the opportunity.
Have you ever felt like you're not accepted?
Consistently. I think that's what drives me.
In what ways in your life have you not felt accepted, or have you not accepted yourself?
I have felt in many ways, let's say the arts community, I've felt a little too weird for them. There's a refinement that I feel that comes with, or an expectation of refinement of images.
Yeah.
And I choose not to live in that world.
Gosh, that's so true. Is it freeing for you to not live
It
in that
is.
world?
It is. But the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, they're probably not thinking I'm a professional at all. There's an expectation of you need to look a certain way, you need to act a certain way, you need to say certain things, or your image needs to look like this because the judges say so, or the photography industry says so.
Yeah.
I just never subscribed to that.
What is your normal creative process when you think about making a picture?
So sometimes I just grab the idea and then I think about how I want to shoot it, and if it's just like natural light with a model, or in my studio with trying to do the remote or the self-timer.
Yeah.
For this one in particular though, I pulled from a medium I'm familiar with that I know would get the point across. My creative process is a lot of play. We're facing the fears, right? So that means I have to do a self-portrait, and it's not my favorite. However, I have a good support system and a safe space, right?
Yeah.
So I have this great ugly dress that I've been putting people in, and not just myself, but putting people in, that it reflects light so well. Like even when the sun is gone and there's no light left, it will still reflect light.
Yeah.
And it gives me the projectability, which is where I'm going next, is I'm going to use projection because I feel like the concept that I'm going for is an intangible concept. Fear, we can't always touch it.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is a good representation of how fear could look as an intangible present.
I love that.
So what we're going to attempt to do is see how this image looks on a body, and particularly my white dress.
Okay.
I'm probably going to use you as my tester so I can know where to stand. This is the face of fear. As soon as I got the opportunity, I was like, oh, this is the perfect creepy thing to represent fear.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to look at this.
Yeah.
And a lot of people may not want to look at this, but the part of it, the process, is looking at the hard things.
Yeah.
With this face looking thing and how I want to present the concept.
We're shooting with the Sony a7R4 24 to 70 millimeter GM lens, and I think this is perfect for the space so that you can just zoom in, zoom out, see what looks good, and move quickly.
I think wide was going to be really good just based upon the setup that we have right now with this really cute little cube, almost like a cubicle.
Yeah.
And we've already got the projector set up as wide as we want it, so I felt like as I was looking at the back of the screen, I was like, ooh, this is the perfect thing that we could kind of wrap together.
Yeah, and I think this lens was perfect because you can't move the camera in because of the projector, so you
Yes.
wouldn't want the tripod and the
Yes.
camera shadow and stuff, so you can
So
just
the
kind of
lens
keep
is
it positioned
perfect.
and just zoom in.
There we go. That looks cool. So yeah, if you could have it a little bit farther out, just a little. That's actually kind of cool.
I think this is amazing.
And you want to count it off?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yep.
1, 2, and 3.
Got it.
Very quickly.
Was there anyone that stuck out just as an immediate reaction?
These wall ones.
Yeah. I love that one.
That's really kind of cool. Kind of like how a painter likes painting, I really like painting it on.
Oh, interesting. So
And-
what is this? What is this brush?
This is Clarity. And it just gives to me like a little bit more contrast, and especially if there's a texture involved, you can see it pop out just a little bit
Yeah,
more.
I could see that right across the sort of chest nose area. It really.
Yes. And I do really like how this red is actually working for me. Normally I do not like red in general, especially red lighting, but this one works.
It works
Like I
really
feel like
well.
it's really bloody and it's really gross, and I feel like that's the journey that I've been on. It's been really bloody and really gross.
Yeah.
And it hurts a lot.
Oh, I
and,
like that.
And I love how the white sucks all of this up, and then it still remains true to itself. It really got the point across.
It
Not
did.
only to myself, but I know that we all experienced it together.
Yeah, and we're embracing the fact that art doesn't have to be beautiful to be good, you know? And it's about looking at something deeper and questioning, why do I not like this thing, or why do I feel like this is frightening me? And that's what we have to do with fear too. You know, we just have to look at
Exactly.
ourselves and say, what is holding me back? What is stopping me from being who I am?
And until I discovered photography in general as an art form, I didn't know how to get in contact with those things inside of me. So I feel like art has always been there as a friend to be a guide. Over the last maybe 8 to 10 years or so, I've really discovered that my purpose really is not only just connecting with other people, but connecting with myself and finding an inner freedom that I didn't think I needed until now. And I think when we are self-aware enough to deal with our issues and whatever they are, good, bad, and indifferent, we're able to show other people. And I think that's really where I'm at right now, is my purpose is to show people. And not everybody's gonna hear it,
Yeah.
but some people will receive it and they'll get it and they'll run with it on their own. And I think that's the best part. And that's the fulfilling part, is that knowing that other people are going to go out there and be successful, they're going to be free, they're going to feel love, and they're going to be able to give love to other people.